So, Coach, what was your reaction to seeing where you're at in the tournament and who you're going to end up facing in the first round?
Yeah, I mean, we're super excited to be part of it, and we've had a fantastic season, and we're looking forward to ending it the right way. And Furman's going to be a tough one. We're going to NC State, and Furman will definitely give us a battle. So we're going to put all our focus there.
Was there nerves? I mean, you've been through. Was there a little bit of nervousness there?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this was an interesting year because we usually can have a good idea of where we're going to go, but obviously with no schools in Florida, we could have been sent anywhere. We could have even been sent West Coast. So it was really, didn't know where we were going to go. So it's definitely more exciting than normal.
I know that this happened like a couple weeks ago with the Big 12 championship that you guys won. Just what does that mean to make history here at the school, and I guess what does that mean like for confidence heading into the NCAAs?
Yeah, I mean we're such a young team. We had 4 freshmen and a sophomore in our lineup, so it was amazing. We haven't fully gotten to sit down and have a dinner and talk about it yet. Obviously, a lot still to play for this season, so we've been trying to stay focused. But yeah, I mean it's something that we're going to have forever. The girls are never going to forget this, and so to have this under our belts is such an amazing feeling.
And what can you say about the overall success for both teams, men and women?
Yeah, I mean I think it comes from the camaraderie the two teams have. Like they're super close. They don't want to miss each other's matches. When we were at conference tournament, our guys were there supporting us. Our girls were there supporting them when we were playing, and I love it. I love to see it, and I think it's made a huge difference for how hard they fight for UCF.
Last time you were just the women's tennis head coach when both teams made the NCAA tournament back in 2021. What does it mean to you now to get them both back there in the same year with you as director of tennis?
Yeah, it means the world. That's what you work for all the time, to have this vision of bringing these two teams together. And look, our staff is incredible. Lloyd, Kareem, Francesca, they're as good as they get in the country. And so we're fortunate to have people like that leading both programs. And yeah, I mean, success is kind of inevitable with coaches like them.
You mentioned with such a young team, what is your message kind of going into the tournament? I mean, because almost no one's been there. What can you maybe tell them to maybe kind of get them prepared for that step?
Yeah, it was funny. It was like this whole year we've almost started from ground zero. Everything was from the beginning, because to knowing the rules, knowing everything, there's just such a different component that I've had to deal with, and it's going to be the same going into the NCAA tournament. New experience for pretty much our whole team. So we're gonna, definitely not miss the details of how it is when we go there to practice, and the time that we get, and the focus and intensity that we need to do it, and what match day is going to look like too. So it's going to be a lot of learning.
You got NC State, Furman, and Charleston Southern, a couple of conference champions in there. Just what are your snap reactions when you saw those three in the regional?
Yeah, I mean, just we were just excited to go there. Obviously, we have a lot of respect. We've been at NC State before. They have great facilities. It's going to be a fun place to play. But Furman's a great team. You can see by their record they haven't lost much at all this year. So it's going to be definitely a war in the first round.
You talked about being the director of the program and everything. When you look at the men's team to be able to host as quickly as they did,
yeah.
What does that say about the direction of the program?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Lloyd has done an incredible job with Kareem leading this program. They got a decently veteran group who have really bought into the system, to his ways, to being disciplined, to being tough, and they're just a tough team. Every time they play, they give any team in the country a run for their money, and 2 top 5 wins, and I think 4 top 10 wins, and this team has been consistently doing unbelievable things. So, we're excited for a good tournament for them.
You managed to fight your way to the Big 12 championship on Easter Sunday with that win against Oklahoma State. I just got to ask, what was it like to see Olivia Lintzler there on court 1 with the comeback that she made there?
Yeah, that was wild. It was just 2 great players going at it with a lot on the line, and Olivia down 4-1 in the third set, and then 5-4, love 44 match points, and you're just standing there telling her that she can do it. One more point, and getting her to just try to run for one more shot, and that's all she did, and earn herself in a moment that she'll definitely never forget.
You had another matchup with Texas Tech in the championship there. Just what was the difference you saw between your first matchup against them in Lubbock and then again in Waco?
Yeah, a lot of similarities, to be honest, which didn't surprise us. The second time they play good doubles, and we knew the doubles was going to be important. I think both teams, whoever won that doubles point, probably would have won that match that day, and didn't go our way in doubles. And but they're a tough team. They also fight as hard as we do, I feel like, and they're just a little bit more of a veteran group, and I thought in a couple moments it showed. But we took a lot from that weekend for sure, and hopefully apply it to NCAAs.
Okay. What can you elaborate on that? What lessons from Waco will you take with you to Raleigh?
Yeah, I think just how we need to focus on some of the small details in the points. Second doubles, we had a couple opportunities to run away with it in the beginning and ended up coming down to number 2 doubles. A couple matches where we had chances to close out sets to put a little bit of scoreboard pressure on the courts. Just those fine lines of winning a couple of those games when you're leading and not letting that team kind of crawl back, and I think if you can apply that pressure, it goes a far way in college tennis.
Time for one or two more.
What does it mean to you to take such a young squad to the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, it's definitely, I don't want to say something that, this is something we obviously expected for sure, but this group has continued to surprise us. It's just, I don't think anyone realizes how hard it is with what they're doing for freshmen and a sophomore in the lineup. I think it's special. They're super coachable every day. They're so close. I mean, we got every girl in there that their favorite part of the day is coming to practice, and you feel it as a tennis coach.
And Sophia gets to go out on her college career with an NCAA tournament trip.
Yeah, that's the way we planned it. Obviously, Sophia deserves it. She's been our rock from day one. She's been winning big matches for UCF ever since her freshman year, and she's probably one of the most hardworking girls I've ever coached. So she deserves it. So it's great.
I gotta ask, is her relationship with Paul almost like a little bit of embodiment of the 2 year programs come together with this? Just what's it been like, as both of them kind of develop together, both on and off the court?
With those two,
Paul and Sophia,
yeah, they bring out the best of each other for sure, and they push each other. They're both really into tennis, and they'll get up and do 6 a.m. workouts, 7 a.m. workouts all the time, and that's kind of how I feel both teams are. They're constantly supporting each other, pushing each other, and it's been really fun to see.
Congrats, Coach.
Yeah.
Good luck, Coach.
All right, thank you guys. Appreciate it.